care recipient in Singapore joins to be a volunteer and hopes to reciprocate the love from Tzu Chi. The collapse of the Yilan Nanfangao Bridge brings attention to the foreign fishermen in Taiwan. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Maggie Tai. Thank you for joining us. In Singapore, Mr. Lin became emotionally unstable after falling ill. Team of doctors provided Mr. Lin acupuncture treatment, and Mr. Lin gradually recovered and became emotionally stable. Now he decided to reciprocate by joining the ranks of Tzu Chi volunteers.
Holding hands, walking on the street with her husband, Go Su-Lan could not imagine she could do this 3 years ago.
He couldn't move his body or go to the toilet himself, and I was very frightened and I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
In 2016, Mr. Lin lost his memory and capability of taking care of himself due to rupture of aneurysm. After receiving the request from hospital, Tzu Chi volunteers began to provide him neutral milk and adult diapers and providing him acupuncture twice per week. Now Mr. Lin's family could finally see some hope for the future.
Very well done. I don't only give you one thumb up, I give you 2 thumbs up. Yes.
It was a pleasure meeting with the doctor. However, in the beginning, the meeting didn't go that well.
I feel so sorry of what my husband did to Dr. Cho. My husband once spit on him due to his uncontrollable temper.
He was a madman and very emotionally unstable. He used to try to hurt us physically and with words, but we handled the situation well. We used to pause conversations when he started to get angry. Then we tried to switch to another topic till he feels more comfortable about it.
Mr. Lin's illness gradually got better. In April 2019, they began to go outdoors and visited free clinics under her wife's companion.
She used to help her husband wear diapers whenever they go outside. But now, as long as Mr. Lin goes to the toilet right before they leave the house, things are just fine until he returns home. As their doctors, we feel very happy for the result. The most important thing for us is to see our patients' recovery.
Because of Tzu Chi's help, I was not afraid anymore. They are like part of my family now.
Although an unexpected illness happened on Mr. Lin, he still recovered and started a new life with the volunteers' support. In order to reciprocate Tzu Chi volunteers' help, her wife decided to be a volunteer as well. Seeing this transformation, the volunteers and doctors feel very happy for them.
The 5th Green Hospitals Asian Conference was held in Kok Tak Phuong Hospital in Singapore with medical professionals from 23 countries joined. Tzu Chi and the hospital have also signed a 5-year memorandum of cooperation, hoping to achieve the goal of creating green hospitals together.
The theme for this year's conference is Towards a Sustainable, Climate-Resilient Asian Healthcare.
The 5th Green Hospitals Asian Conference was held in Kok Tak Phuong Hospital, bringing together medical professionals from 23 countries to discuss environmental sustainability and healthcare through different topics such as energy resources, waste management, and procurement.
If you eat much meat compared with vegetarian, people develop end-stage disease is high.
Taiwan Dailin Tzu Chi Hospital has never been absent from the conference in the past 5 years. Li Minnan explicated the benefits arising from vegetarian diets on health and environment with various data and examples. All meals served at the 3-day seminar were also vegetarian food.
Many of my colleagues have gone to Tzu Chi at Dailin. They have gone there to learn about vegetarian food so that when they come back to KTPH, they started planning dishes, new dishes for our patients and for our staff as well.
Kok Tak Phuong Hospital has the reputation of garden hospital. It has won many awards for its green architectural design and has always adhered to the concept of green energy. After signing an MOU with Tzu Chi Hospital in 2015, the staff went to Taiwan to learn about environmental practice and implemented them in the hospital.
The first thing our team did was to bring the spirit back. One of the master's teaching is protecting the environment from the source. As long as you don't use unwanted things again, you don't need to recycle.
When we treat patients, the treatment we provide may affect the environment. In return, will also cause health problems to the public. So we hope that every hospital can join us to protect the environment and reduce the impact on our environment, making people live healthier.
Tzu Chi Hospital and Kuwait Puet Hospital has signed a 5-year memorandum of cooperation, hoping to promote the concept of green hospital together.
The director of Taiwan Tzu Chi Hospital's Cardiovascular Center, Dr. Xie Shizhong, specialized in adult heart surgery. After conducting heart surgery, he would sketch and draw the surgical steps to share his experiences with others. Currently, there is an exhibition of his pictures at Taiwan Tzu Chi Hospital.
Drawing the steps of heart surgery, Dr. Xie mindfully remembers the problem encountered by every patient.
For surgeons, drawing is very important in explaining surgery. If you develop a new way, expressing it with pictures is a very good idea.
Having grown up in the countryside of Yilan, Dr. Xie attended Jianguo High School and Yangming University Medical School. He said that he originally wanted to study electric engineering.
I think I'm better in physics and math. The problem is that my family had different expectations of me.
There's a story behind his choice to become a surgeon. Since he wanted to care for his family, he chose to practice medicine in central Taiwan instead of northern Taiwan.
Back then, my father was ill. Since I lived in Yunlin and applied for a position later than other applicants, there are no more positions in internal medicine. Therefore, I chose to become a surgeon.
Having been a surgeon for more than 30 years, Dr. Xie's specialty lies in adult heart surgery. He values teamwork and technical innovation. Most importantly, he empathizes with the patients.
He entrusts his life in your hands. Therefore, we shoulder great responsibilities. We must be careful in every little step.
Before he conducts surgery, he does thorough checkups. He will also discuss issues with us if there's a problem.
The neck looks good. It was swollen, but not anymore. It's not as bad.
Director Xie is very good. He's very friendly and mindful.
Besides patients who just underwent surgery, Dr. Xie also immediately treats a medical volunteer who has complained of physical discomfort.
You felt all right originally, right? You've been feeling uncomfortable for the past few days.
Dr. Xie cares much about his patients. To relieve his work-related stress, Dr. Xie enjoys reading, listening to music, or copying Buddhist sutras. Besides getting up early to do stretching exercises, he often walks as a form of exercise.
If I can walk more in the hospital, I would walk more. I think walking is very good for one's health.
Being a doctor and a special kind of artist, Dr. Xie embraces compassion and medical skills that allows the patients to trust him.
Taiwan has been open to foreign workers for 30 years. There are foreign fishermen who live in the port silently. The collapse of the Yilan Nanfangao Bridge on October 1st killed 6 foreign fishermen, which has brought the public's attention to them.
Large and small vessels are neatly parked in the harbor. The Nanfangao fishing port is known as the hometown of mackerel fishing. Today we take a closer look at the lives of foreign fishermen who largely live on these boats. We meet Alun, a fisherman from Cebu, Philippines, who lives on this 20-meter fishing boat. The space to rest is less than 9 square meters and is less than 2 meters high. The narrow bedroom accommodates more than 10 foreign fishermen along with their daily necessities. This place is more crowded than military barracks.
We are quite tired and simply rest. When we don't set out the nets, we just try to rest and sleep.
The bedroom is without ventilation or windows, with only a single entrance and exit and a dozen people sharing a toilet. For Yilan, this isn't hardship, but for those who come from tropical countries, the most difficult thing for them is to adapt to Taiwan's winter. When the cold fronts strike, the wind can be quite bitter, making their work difficult. Yilan is now 37 years old and has contributed more than 10 years to Taiwan's economy.
I have done 11 years and have 1 year left. I will go back after 12 years to the Philippines. Will I come back again? I don't know.
For 11 years, Yilan has made his home on the ship. On October 1st, the Nanfangao Bridge collapse killed 6 foreign fishermen on board a boat, becoming the topic of discussion for many fishermen. On the evening of October 2nd, Yilan and other foreign fishermen went to the collapsed bridge and held candlelight vigil to pray for the victims. The bridge collapse incident made many express concerns about justice for foreign fishermen. If they are able to live on shore, they may not have died. Foreign fishermen live on board because their employers can manage them more conveniently. If they rented a house on shore, they would receive less than $600 after deducting agency fees.
Where do I spend the money that you make here? I spend it on eating outside, buying clothes and phone cards.
Nanfangao is the area with the most fishermen who have been domestic hires. After passing customs, they can freely travel off the boat. If they are hired overseas, they will need to apply to go on shore and submit a plan for resettlement. More than a decade ago, due to cross-strait restrictions, mainland fishermen could only stay on board or be restricted to parts of the harbor. In July 2002, a boat filled with mainland fishermen, Yuanshan No. 2, experienced a fire affecting more than 100 people crowded on the ship. This led to safety issue concerns surfaced, with Taiwan criticized for inhuman conditions.
So we decided in 2003 to let mainland crews settle in the harbor.
On the north bank of Nanfangao, this 4-story building used to be the place where the largest number of mainland fishermen lived. Some 1,200 people lived here, though with China's economy taking off and Chinese fishing crews were reluctant to work in Taiwan.
Where I'm standing is the bank of Nanfangao, which was a dormitory for mainland Chinese fishermen. But after July 1st this year, it has been completely abandoned, with the Yilan County government planning to re-establish the area as a residence for foreign fishermen.
When the bridge collapsed, many fishermen could not escape. Some people suggested that the foreign fishermen should be stationed on shore as soon as possible, but locals had different opinions.
Generally speaking, foreign fishermen are cooking on board. If there's more money, they will go outside to buy more food. There are Vietnamese and Indonesian grocery stores here. If you stay in the sea all day, it's impossible to say that you will enter the port. Everyone will go ashore and spend some money.
It seems the fishery authority had a difficult decision to make when it came to protect the rights and interests of foreign fishermen. However, in the event of the bridge collapse, where 6 foreign fishermen were killed, this tragedy caused many to reconsider relevant policies. According to the statistics of the Workforce Development Agency, there were 12,264 foreign fishermen in Taiwan at the end of August 2019, but the Labor Insurance Bureau reported that only 4,755 people had health and labor insurance in the same month. This is equal to more than 7,500 people without labor insurance. In other words, 61% of foreign fishermen do not even have basic insurance.
I believe this is the tip of the iceberg.
In terms of fishermen, I think this industry that has been abandoned by the Taiwanese government. These fishermen are actually in very bad condition, especially who work in the smaller ships. These fishermen have a difficult life, and also importing cheap labor to help them only benefit the boat owners, as it does not really help the fishermen.
Foreign fishermen are a group of seafarers who use their lives to earn a living. For the sake of their livelihood, they may have neglected their own rights. When the ship is at sea, they are on their own and can't look back and overcome the difficult fate they have been dealt.
A care recipient in Hunan, China, Yuan Shanlan, has suffered from angioma for 40 years. Not only is her face deformed, her left eye has also gone blind. Fortunately, Tzu Chi helped her undergo surgeries. Recently, the doctor who performed surgeries on Yuan visited her for a follow-up.
When Yuan Shuanglan saw Dr. Lei, who performed the surgeries on her, she was full of smiles.
I'm very happy because there are these Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. There is a great doctor treating my angioma. I feel very happy and content.
There's a good reason for Yuan's contentment. She suffered from angioma for 40 years. Besides having a deformed face, her left eye had gone blind. With the help of Changsha volunteers, she underwent 6 surgeries. Surprisingly, after the surgeries, the doctor has come to her house to see how she's doing.
She has become more self-confident and optimistic. She smiles more. We are very happy about it. As plastic surgeons, we think the change in her appearance is just the beginning. We hope to change her life attitude and make her more optimistic.
After the surgeries, Yuan has become self-confident. Even her character has changed a lot.
I think my mother has changed. In the past, she would hit me and scold me. She no longer does that.
Back then, I did not have much money. When I felt frustrated, I would hit my kid and scold people. I've improved. I've learned from these Tzu Chi brothers and sisters.
Yuan says she has a new face. She gives out handmade gifts to the doctor and volunteers to express her gratitude. With smiles, she has started a new chapter of her life.
In Changsha, Hunan, there is a sanitation worker called Xiaoru. Her husband has a stroke and her son was seriously ill. She also needs to care for her mother who has dementia. Although facing these difficulties, she never complained. Let's meet this cheerful care recipient.
When Tzu Chi volunteers come to visit, Xiaoru always welcomes them happily, so they do not know her suffering.
People said that I was calm. Actually, I was very nervous. Yet people might not know.
Her husband, who was suffering from a stroke, was left at home alone some time ago. He used the stove and nearly led to fire.
He switched on fire, yet he fell here. He fell here. He fell here. He then called for help. Fortunately, our neighbor heard that.
Her only son had a big tummy because of liver vascular embolism. She didn't shed tears when she knew it in the hospital. She also brought her mother, who has dementia, from country to her home in order to take good care of her. She has no complaints even facing all these sufferings.
I don't have anything to complain. Maybe I treated people even worse in my past lives. I also do not complain about my husband.
She should be sad when 3 out of 4 members in a family fall illness. However, every time when we visit her, she always has a shining face. It's really out of our expectation.
Her son has already been discharged from the hospital. He looks very much forward to going back to study so as to reduce the family's burden. He served a tea to his mother with food of filial piety.
Wishing Mom healthy, happy, and peaceful. And all of us stay healthy together.
The happiness dilutes the bitterness. Xiaoru believes that her days will get better and better.
Initiated by the Swedish ambassador to Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor and the Residents Association hosted an activity to pick up garbage while jogging. Nearly 600 residents have joined.
Our surroundings keep the environment clean, by picking up litter.
Initiated by the Swedish ambassador to Malaysia, together with Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur and Selayang and the Residents Association, plogging was held in Taman Dasar of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Plogging is part of Swedish culture, Nordic culture, because we do it on an everyday basis. We are taught from the age of being very small kids not to litter.
Ready? Let's go plogging!
To create a clean community, one should start with a simple gesture of bending over to collect garbage. This activity of plogging has got the support from the local governments and the envoys of other nations.
So I think the fact that your association is doing good work in recycling and showing how it's to be done at a small scale at this point in time, but it will have impact and will bring others on board to instill these very important habits.
It is true that this activity has raised the awareness of people on environmental protection. It must be started from a small age and from ourselves. We should first implement it at home and then bring it to schools and offices.
The aim of plogging is to safeguard the environment, hoping to mobilize the community to do recycling.
Hopefully all the other people from external from Taman Desa, not from Taman Desa, they can take it back to their Taman and then their own Taman and then slowly spread the awareness. So everybody does a little bit, then we can maybe change.
We thought that only one person to pick up garbage may not be of great help, but a group of people picking up together, the amount of garbage picked will be substantial.
Combining jogging and environmental protection, nearly 600 people clean the streets together while cleaning their souls at the same time.
Residents of Taman Desa, Malaysia have seen a lot of plastic garbage hidden in the surrounding, causing environmental pollution. Tzu Chi volunteers especially taught them how to do recycling as well as the importance to recycle and reuse.
After plogging, residents took the recyclables to the recycling station in Taman Dasar to learn sorting.
Recyclable items that we can separate in many sections.
They were shocked that it was so well done, so well kept, and there's so many volunteers here, especially you can see those senior citizens. Why can they do it? Why we just cannot do it? I asked them just now, they say, yeah.
Let them start up first, then we watch it. Still got 10 more minutes. I'm sure when people see that we are cleaning the streets, and people will become more aware, and people will not throw. They will be very conscious before they throw because they realize that we must keep our neighborhood clean.
This is just throw away?
No, this is
There is so much trash. We need to know which are valuable and can be recycled.
When they bring the garbage and recyclables here, they will realize that these things are also found in their home. Instead of throwing it away, they will then collect them and bring them to the recycling station.
Rubber. If at home you say bring here, okay, you can recycle.
We really need to do recycling. You see there's too much rubbish here. About 80% are plastics. We really need to reduce the use of plastics because it is very polluting to our world.
Plogging aims to awake people's awareness of environmental protection and inspire them to join the rank of recycling.
Suzhou recycling volunteers hosted a weekly routine to collect recyclables and the vendors' bamboo coin bags from the stores. Take a look and see you next time.